Howdy doody dandaroony there. This is a response to Kal-El Prime's Getting to Know a Transformers Fan Redux. I didn't do the first one last year. I guess there was one last year, I missed it. But I'll answer just those questions. I honestly can't even remember the extra 5. Number 1. How long have you been a Transformers fan? Ever since I saw Beast Wars, which I think, I want to say I was, shit, when did it even come out? I don't know, I was born in 90, so take when Beast Wars premiered, last number of that year, that's how old I was. And now I'm 18 years old, so I do the math. Alright. Question 2. What is your earliest memory of Transformers? I actually don't remember much. It's just actually, no, my earliest, I remember that I watched Beast Wars, but my really early memories of Transformers actually all consist of really vague beast machines imagery. Nothing that's coherent or probably even in any sort of context, but just the visual style of beast machines. So yeah, that's about it. And I've since gone back and watched the occasional Beast Wars episode and the occasional G1, but excuse me. But Beast Machines, I think, is where the iconography lies. So, number 3. Who is your favorite Transformer of all time? Dinobot from Beast Wars. I'm a big Beast era fanboy altogether, and Dinobot was always my favorite just because I could kind of relate to him because he wasn't really much of a Predacon, but he wasn't much of a Maximal either, and when he finally died in Code of Hero, he got to die as himself, Dinobot the Warrior. Besides Dinobot, I think G1 Grimlock, just because of like one particular scene, and I think it was War Within, where he's in battle, and he just shouts, "Me Grimlock badass!" I thought that was hilarious. There's really not much other reason I like him, I just love that line. But I'm also a big fan of Optimus in general, like the symbol of Optimus, not so much the individual versions, because then you get caught up in so many nuances that sometimes it's not even the same character, to me. And I just like the general idea. I'm training to be an educator, and when I went to this conference for Future Educators of America, FEA, I had to do an impromptu speech. And the speech was about who inspired me to be an educator, and I didn't have anyone like that in my life. So I chose Optimus Prime and did a speech about him and why he was inspiring. I did not win. Number 4, what is your most prized Transformers possession? Fuck, I don't think I actually own anything. Actually, the only thing I own Transformers related, I think, is the live action movie, and that makes me sad because it's an awful movie. But I think that's all I own. If there's anything else, I can't think of it. I mean, yeah, that one's pretty easy. I guess the movie's my most prized by default. Where in the world do you come from, live? Question number 5. I'm in a little town in Ohio, Indian Lake, that no one's heard of. Kind of smallish. About an hour away from all the big cities. Question 6. I also have Transformers. What do you do with your life? Lounge around on the internet and occasionally visit the few friends I have outside of the internet. And go to school. That one's easy. Question number 7. What is the origin of your YouTube screen name? It comes from my name, Harlan, and my favorite mythological animal, the Phoenix. I just thought it sounded cool. Question 8. Whose videos do you enjoy watching? Is that Transformers fandom related only, or is it anything else? In the Transformers fandom, I just listen to Kal-El Prime, not because I think he's infinitely superior, although your videos are entertaining. I just don't really know anyone else. It's not like a fan community I associate with. The few fan communities I do associate with make me want to not associate with others. So I'm sure other videos are nice, but I haven't seen them. You'd have to direct me actively. But in general, I really like, as far as videos go for general YouTubers, I like The Amazing Atheist, John LaJoie, Unknown Flying Pancake, Invader Zam is pretty good. I can't think of much else. Which Transformers are Holy Grail? Number 9. I don't... Again, the one I really want, is that what that means? Honestly, when I was a high school freshman, there was my teacher was a big Transformers nut. That's actually how I got back into the franchise. After Beast Machine was ending, because I hated the Unicron trilogy. I hated it so much I thought Kal-El Prime's about, pardon me. I hate it so much that I thought Kal-El Prime's joke about it in his video was funny. But yeah, he was the one who got me back into the franchise, my freshman English teacher, and he had this some student had given him this Optimus Primal figure, I guess, because they thought he'd like it, and he put it on his desk and he kept it there. So just out of the sentimental value, I'd like to go back and get that action figure just to remember how much fun I had in his English class, because it was just great. But I guess besides that, but for nothing out of sentimental value, I would just like a Dinobot plant right on my computer desk. That would be great. But I don't know how rare I don't know. I'm kind of a bad fan because I really don't know anything about how the toys, how frequent the toys are, well, all the different lines. I mostly just watch the cartoons and read the comics when I can find them. Love Transformers Animated, by the way. Question number 10. If you could transform into anything, what would it be? Okay. This one goes back to in my freshman English class. Because myself and my teacher were the only ones who knew what we were talking about whenever we talked about anything nerdy. We would have... There was this one kid in the class who'd always try to jump into conversations with us even though he had no idea what we were talking about. It was weird. It was like that year being nerdy was cool. It was kind of disturbing, a little bit hilarious, and all kinds of other things. And we gave him the name Positron because he was a poser. It's kind of funny. We called him that every other day. We got a good laugh out of it. But we were always debating what he should transform into. We didn't really know. I said helicopter. I don't know why. But my teacher, he never gave an answer until one day this girl pulled out some chapstick that was like tied to the marketing of Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And the exact second she pulled out that chapstick, he pointed at her and shouted, "Positron turns into Chronicles of Narnia chapstick." So I guess, just to relive all that, I'd like to transform into Chronicles of Narnia chapstick, even if I wasn't the one directed at it. It's just puts too many funny memories in my mind. And I guess that's pretty much it. All the questions are done. There's one question I remember from his 5 for this year, which I'll go ahead and answer. Which really popular character do you hate, I think? And he was talking about it was either G1 Grimlock or G1 Starscream. Yeah, G1 Starscream, I don't get it. I prefer Starscream, making as many clones as possible, one of which is an opposite gender and hinting towards bi-curiosity. But that's about everything. I was glad to answer these questions. They're fun. Maybe this will lead me into the Transformers fandom after all. Maybe it won't. But it was fun. It's cool. I hope it happens again next year and I remember it. This is Harlan Phoenix, and I'm signing off. Toodles. Also, nerds and nerdettes, as a PS, is that stand for postscript? I don't care. If y'all trans fans are into something more than just Transformers, now there's gotta be like 3 of you. I have the ultimate Nickelodeon experience just waiting for you and your browser to get there. Go to dtunes-pro.com/nexus and you'll get the biggest, most epic Nickelodeon crossover you could ever imagine. I'm talking big, giant. Starts up this April, but do not fear. Once you get to that site, you'll have an entire chapter, yes, an entire chapter of exposition-y goodness ready to set you up for the story. That's dtunes-pro.com/nexus. Hope to see you there. Thank you.